Story 8, The Papal Court and Escaping a Diagnosis. He was running. Not physically, no, walking was already a struggle, especially on the cobblestones of Burgos streets. He was running inside, from the diagnosis, from the doctor's words, from the second opinion that echoed the first. He didn't know what to do next. And so, he ended up in the Vatican, as people do when they've nowhere else to go. He sat in the shade to the right of the square, where tourists snap up plastic statuettes and shout into their phones. He stared at the basilica, feeling everything that once mattered, deals, titles, even his children, fade away. All that remained was silence. And the impossibility of changing anything. But in his pocket was an old tube of liners. And a piece of thick paper. He'd meant to keep a symptom journal, as the doctor had asked. He never did. Instead, he pulled out a pen and began to draw, not the facade, not the perspective, but a strange, tangled web of capillaries that slowly became branches, roots, the framework of a dome. He was drawing his body, as a mechanism. And, in doing so, he was drawing hope. With every line, he began to see not destruction, but structure. He remembered teaching his students long ago, any system, if you understand it, can be adapted. Even a damaged one. A passing monk glanced at the paper and said, "You're not drawing a dome. You're drawing a way out." He didn't reply. He just kept going. Half an hour later, the drawing was done. It wasn't a portrait of illness. It was a blueprint for resilience. He didn't heal. But he faced treatment differently, with a notebook. When the doctor flipped through its pages, he asked, "Did you track the side effects?" He answered, "I tracked the will to return." This story isn't about a miracle. It's about the moment a line on paper becomes a rope to grab hold of. And climb. Maybe not out of illness. But out of despair, for certain.